Welcome to another amazing episode of Wealth Academy Podcast. And I'm glad that you could be with me. Again, I'm your host, Paul Lawrence Vann. And on the last episode, I talked about why I became a professional speaker after serving 22 years in the military, specifically in the Air Force. And I'm going to continue that particular story today and then add and build upon it to tell you where I'm at today and what is taking place. Well, first of all, when I retired from the Air Force, I knew that I was going to be a speaker. I had attended a lot of conventions and I've met speakers such as Zig Ziglar, Jeannie Robinson, who was one of the most amazing humorous speakers ever, the late Jeannie Robinson, who lived in my home state of North Carolina. And then, of course, Les Brown, person who I always admired. And he's one of the last people that I had met. And I knew at the time he had a program where he helped speakers, but I didn't go through his program primarily because at that time I was still feeling my way. I went through Toastmasters, as I mentioned before. And as a result of that, I really got my start in speaking by working as a member of the Word Rights Toastmasters Club in my local area in Fort Washington, Maryland. We're just based just maybe 5 miles from downtown Washington, D.C., but it's close enough. And so I learned from them. And then, of course, I came in with my very first speaking coach, the late Dottie Walters, and she wrote the book, Speak and Grow Rich. So I followed her plan. And then I attended the Bill Gov speech workshop with an amazing individual by the name of Steve Seibold. And Steve had done some amazing things, and he helped me. So I flew to West Palm Beach, Florida, and I attended his particular speaker training, and that really got me on my way. But since that time, I've had many other coaches, speaking coaches, and that's what you have to do to get better at this. And in my very first year as a professional speaker, I had a contract with a nonprofit on a 12-city speaking tour, and it gave me my outlet for being able to join NSA as a professional member, of which I'm a member of today. And so that kind of gets us started. So if you ask me now, where am I? Well, I have a new speaker coach, Dr. Cheryl Wood. She's based here in Maryland, and she is phenomenal. She really knows how to get the very best out of you and more. And one reason why is because she has been to the mountaintop, if you will. And she is just an awesome speaker coach, entrepreneur, and leader. And I just told her the other day, without you, there's no way I would be where I'm at today. And that's true. And I just went through her speaker program, and we're going to a speaker showcase, and I will share that information with you. And that will help you to better understand what's taking place. So as you can see here, for those of you who are viewing this video episode, it states here, stage ready speaker showcase. One stage, 10 speakers, of which I'm one of them, and infinite impact. So I'm coming in with a speech that's titled Lead Yourself First. And in that speech, I talk about an experience that I had in one of the Caribbean islands that could have taken my life, but I was able to overcome that. And now today, what I tell people is that leadership, lead yourself first. And it's definitely the life challenges or adversity that demands self-leadership. So I'm going to be talking about that on a keynote on, as you can see here, Friday, July 18th at 1 o'clock p.m. And it is a free event. It's going to be held in a theater, the AFI Silver Theater in Silver Spring, Maryland. So I'll be there on that day to deliver my keynote along with 9 of my cohorts. And we'll be delivering messages to impact people to just show just how well we've been trained as speakers. And I think that's the important thing to take away from this. And then I'm going to show you here a picture of the entire group. And see, we're the 10 speakers here, and each and every one of us will deliver. And I've heard everyone's presentation before, their speech before, and I'm telling you, they have some remarkable stories just as I do. And we're here to share that with people who are in attendance. And this particular event is just going to be tremendous. And again, it's Friday, July 18th at 1 p.m. It'll be from 1 to 3. Each and every one of us will be there. The speakers will be there. And it's going to be filmed. And then we're going to have some headshots taken and receive awards and everything. And after that, we're going to dinner later on that evening. So it's going to be great. And here you can see a picture of Dr. Cheryl Wood, if you are watching this video. And I really encourage you that if you're looking for a speaker coach, select Dr. Cheryl Wood. I highly recommend her, just as the other 9 cohorts do, and people who are in her program. She's amazing. And so that really takes me to where I'm at. Now, if you ask me, where did I get the information for my speech? Well, that information came from yours truly, out of the book that I wrote. It's an award-winning book, Leadership is Influence. And this book won the 2025 International Book Impact Book Award here in the April timeframe. So a lot of the content that I have, in fact, comes from this book that I wrote a little bit over a year ago. And it just brands me as an authority. And I'm just here to share more and more about leadership, because I was talking about this yesterday. Even though my functional specialty in the Air Force was one of financial management, and I'm certified in that, but I was also an expert at legislative studies and legislation. I worked with general officers. I escorted them to Capitol Hill, would meet with members of Congress so that we can enhance our budget, get more aircraft, more tanks, more aircraft for the Air National Guard, more tanks for the Army Guard. And that's one of the things I did. And then ultimately, I became a Capitol Hill Fellow, and I worked for a member of Congress in the U.S. House of Representatives, and I worked on the House Armed Services Committee. So I bring those experiences of leadership into the fold as well. And so when it gets down to it, in essence, what it's done is just made me a better leader. And I bring in those different aspects of leadership, such as emotional intelligence, empathy, great communication skills, and being able to make really great decisions. But mostly importantly, when I work with my clients, is that I would address them, look at what problems they may have in their organization, and then I try to help them to develop other leaders within that organization. And that's how I provide the solutions. And also for individuals, I'm a leadership coach, and I help people to improve their self-leadership, to help them to become better leaders. Because once an individual becomes a better leader, then the organization gets better, and the community in which they serve does so as well. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm considered and was just voted on by the Voice of Change magazine at their first year anniversary as one of the top 40 speakers shaping the future. And as you can see, I'm on this picture here, the next to last row on the far right, and that's a picture of me. I had my hair done that day and everything. So I'm one of the top speakers shaping the future. And again, this is a result of just having a great coach. You know, Michael Jordan had a coach, and if he didn't have a really great coach and several coaches, he would not have been the person he would be. And if you think that you don't need a coach, then you need a coach. And that's exactly what I did. And then again, I'm one of the top 40 speakers shaping the future in 2025. And it's really an honor to be in this position. And I'm really honored to be able to present. In a little bit over a week, I'll be presenting this on the 18th to a live audience, and it's going to be a great time. But looking at where I am today, just yesterday, I was in a master class for speakers. And so I'll take what I learned here and I'll enhance it, because as we go further, we really need to continue to build upon what we have. And as my friend Les Brown states, you're never too old to learn and never too young to lead. And I concur with him all the way. And so when I look at the body of work that I have, I'm a 3-time #1 best-selling author. I'm an award-winning speaker, and I'm also a member of the National Speakers Association. And I've delivered programs internationally as well as nationally for different organizations. And if I had to look at one, I had the 12 city speaking tour, which took me all over the US, in Guam, Hawaii, Seattle, Montana, Utah, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Ohio, Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, and Georgia. And I went to all of those states and the cities in those states, and I delivered programs. So I got better and better and better over time because you receive feedback after each address that you provide to an audience. And so I became better as a result of experience and the training that I was receiving. And though my mentor, Dottie Walter, is no longer with us in the earthly realm, if it wasn't for her, I would not be where I'm at today, because she told me this one story when she started speaking. And granted, Dottie had over 50 years of speaker experience. And she said that she spoke to an audience that had maybe 2 or 3 people, but she still delivered the speech as if there were 200 or 300. And after that presentation she delivered, one young lady walked up to her and said, "You were speaking to me. That speech was for me." And so she transformed that individual in that particular address. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to transform people and deliver for them the things that they need. And of course, for the organizations that I speak to. So what's next for me? After I complete the speaker showcase, which I'll show you once again, I will be speaking with different organizations. I'm a fee-paid speaker, but I will speak for free if it's the right audience and the right connections. And what I plan to do is I speak primarily on leadership. I provide leadership core competency to organizations, things such as different communication skills, motivating people through leadership, also how to deal with conflict within the workplace, and much, much more. So those are some of the things that I deliver. And then from the self-leadership perspective, I have a direct deep dive into how an individual can become a better speaker. And some of the organizations and locations I've spoken to over the years include twice last year, Paris, France. One year I was in the Ukraine, Kenya, and India. And in addition to that, Canada, of course, a great country of Canada. And then some Fortune 500 companies and federal government agencies, and my family, the Air Force and the Air Force Academy, just to name a few. So this is going to end this particular episode of Wealth Academy podcast. My time is up, and I thank you for yours. And I really appreciate your support. And get out there on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts and rate and review this particular episode. And if you're interested in learning how you can become a speaker, just touch base with me and I can assist you with that as well. So have a great day, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you so much. This is just another episode of Wealth Academy podcast that I'm honored to deliver, and it wouldn't be possible without you. Have a great day and take good care. Goodbye.